Inspiration in running comes in so many different forms. I'm sitting outside Sean Quinn's house today. He's one of the most generous people that I know. He does a lot for charity. He is the hand of autism, and I'm really looking forward to getting inside and listening to what he's got to tell us today. Before I do that, I'd just like to plug a special race that is on this Sunday. It starts at 10:30 in the morning. It's the Pajama 5K. It's £5 to enter. It's a really good race to bring families along. All proceeds that are raised go to the Newry Hospice, so every penny that they raise actually goes there. They put out a really good spread of food, and I think it's in Greenbank down in the Shamrock Rovers. If you're interested in that, why don't you drop into Eamon McCracken's webpage and give them a shout. A real well-worthy cause that supports the local community. So let's get in here and see what Sean's got to say for himself.
But what's your end goal with all this?
Probably sit down.
Relax. I'm going to get interviewed here now, so just see this. So Sean's just asked me what my end goal is with all this. I think there's two sides to it, really. There's a selfish side to it and a given side to it. The selfish side is, what's life about if you can't go and interact and talk with people? And what a great opportunity to start this up and actually invite myself into people's homes that sort of inspired me along the path, and like get to ask them questions and engage with people. That's what life's all about. Absolutely. You know, we're too busy to...
Listen, we're doing this every run we do. I would say my end of it is that. Mm-hmm. It's not times, it's what I'm doing it for.
That selfish aspect of it. It's great to come and we do it every single race. You're right.
There's not much selfish
aspect of it. We come past and you meet people all the time, and that's what's so engaging when you're at the races, that social aspect of it. So there was a great opportunity. I thought, I want to do something like that. I love meeting people. I love taking the time to meet people. Whereas life is too busy and you're boom, 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 boom all the time. Do you know what? Let's just slow it down.
You're a people person.
Just slow down and go and talk to people. There's so many people inspire me in so many different ways, and they don't even know that they're inspiring people. Like,
so we meet that in life all the time too.
You know, there was a guy in Dublin Marathon. He was 28 stone and he ran Dublin Marathon 18 stone, and he'd done it in like 7 hours. Like, that guy inspires me. He doesn't even know that he inspires me. No. Do you know what I mean? So I thought it was nice to tap into all of this.
Well, I don't see a selfish side at all in that. Yeah. You know, your first bit's not selfish. Your first bit that you're trying to explain selfish.
Yeah. Is
definitely not selfish. It's engaging with people. It's about people. There's nothing like it. My way of thinking is the exact way you only have to explain of what running is about. Now I have a completely different motive maybe from a lot of people for running in the first place, but what I enjoy about it is what you only have to explain. You know.
The first thing I really want to speak about is what's on your vest there, the hand of autism. Tell me how that came about.
That came about just after the first run. Is we realised that this was not just going to be. We were forced to realise that this wasn't just going to be a one-off run. That the money we'd raised was colossal, and we were going to have to sit down and practically we'd start off a charity afterwards.
And was that the one for autism?
That was one for
the
autism.
very first one. That was 10.
So I said to my wife, "You are the more artist person. Get me a logo. That's our logo and our logo only." So she says, right. So I come home one evening and so this is drawn out on a piece of paper. And she says, "This is you. This is, you know, you're always waving. You're always what do you call it? And hand is helping autism in the Newry district."
Brilliant.
But we're way beyond the Newry district now. We fund all the different autism groups. Nobody falls out with us. We're not stepping on people's toes because what we do is help everyone.
Yeah.
We find that everyone's part of us. You know, they can have their own individual group, but you find they're all helping hand when it comes round to the different things and so on, because we're benefiting all groups. So we get the money out to all different projects within groups, within schools, you name it. Where it come from at the first was My daughter was very, very ill, really ill, and I suppose me sitting at her bedside praying and hoping that she would get better. I made a promise that I would do something to give something back, and this was part of it.
And you've done a great job in that, because
listen, it has run on.
Well, listen,
lot longer
I
than
didn't.
I thought.
I wasn't aware of autism until
Yeah.
I went to and you've seen this hand run for autism,
Yeah.
and that's how I first was made aware of autism.
Well, that's I found, like, it's 11 years ago when we would have started first arranging and organising this run. The run is over now 10 years going. It was, the awareness of autism was nil. You know, even myself, and my wife, when Neve was diagnosed, was, you know, what is this?
You've never heard of it
Never
at
heard
all.
of it, yeah.
And now everybody's aware of it.
So she was so ill, a lot of people got to know her in the hospital, schools. People knew who Neve was, you know, very, very quick. It was a strange thing that once we told about this word autism or autistic, it was coming out of the woodworks then, and I could see it growing and growing. So I had a couple of mates that was doing a bit of running. I'm a Gaelic footballer by nature, a long time at Gaelic football, but I loved my sport and I loved the running.
Yeah.
So it was easing because of the illnesses at home. My wife took a bad old illness as well because of the whole thing as well. So I think when you're talking to people who are running, you're regular talking to people about mental health issues as well. You know, you were talking to Team Care a couple of weeks ago. I could hear that word mentioned again in the background, and it's usually in the background a lot of stuff. So running is a fantastic way of,
Brilliant,
you know.
It's not just as easy as people think.
No.
Oh, we're going to do a charity run.
That's
you have
right.
to do a lot of work, and you have to advertise that and get people drawn into that. And it was a very good cause as well.
We were lucky with the autism badge as such. Before we had this badge, you know, people were really tuned in. We were the first really run for something, you know, and you know, with slabs even ringing us. You know, Peter Canvan, famous Gaelic footballer, phoned me the week before saying, I can't make it. I hadn't asked him to make it. I don't know the man. Other than I would have been giving off about him on the football field. But sorry, I can't make it. I want to give a donation. I want to wish you all the best for it. You know, Keith Duffy down here from out of Boys Home, you know, with Rory Best, with different ones all interested in helping. That helped get it out there. You know, slabs are brilliant. They're great people and all the rest. They are slabs. I'm not a slab. I'm not one for being round about after them either, or politicians or anything, but they bring people out and they maybe have a sway and certain things out, and never care who I speak to. I can furthers the cause of trying to get something done for autism, and I've loads of bits in my head yet that I know I need to do, that I want to see changed, and they're not always the money in it. They're things that has to change. One in particular that really, Robbie, bugs me is learning disability and not learning disability, learning difficulty. Where if you have an IQ of over 70, well then you haven't got a learning disability, and therefore you fall off the cliff, and you might have a learning difficulty that would make you out or make you worse than those with a learning disability. We had found that working with autism, you're constantly working with PIPs, you're working with other groups, because we're signposting people and it's not always the person with autism, you know, it's a family member that's getting it difficult dealing with it. So we're really, you know, pushing it down that way. So the running end of it came out of a few mates then. We're doing a bit of running and talked me into doing the Great Ireland Run, 10k up at Phoenix Park.
How long was that?
I've done a few of them. That was 11 years ago, easy, maybe 12 years ago. But yeah, probably was 12 years ago. And just a bit right away. I'm a people person. I love. I even monitor nearly the people as I go around. I love that end of it. I'm not interested in. People say to me, "What time did you do it?" And there's no time I look, and I look maybe when I come home in the paper or whatever, and say, "Oh God, I didn't do too bad," you know. But I'm not interested. If I have to stop, I'm not afraid to stop. As many have you done?
This will be my sixth. How many marathons or majors?
Marathons.
I don't even know.
To be honest, like, so I'm not like I'm
Well,
not.
I'm going for my first.
Yes.
I'm doing my first. I hadn't time. I
Yeah.
hadn't time to give time to it to do it. Listen, I'll wing it anyway. Like I'll not be going into a special diets and special. I do everything that way, but I love my running. I love getting out. I love being on my own as much as I love being with people. As I say, I'm a people person. I just love people. I love good people, and good people are runners.
Yeah.
You very rarely get the guy that's breaking into houses out running unless he's running away from something. You know what I mean? They're all good people. Listen, I've run into more people. I've got more stories. I had a wee group out walking yesterday, and even just to have them, I tell them to celebrate their achievement, no matter what that achievement it was. And I was learning them nearly how to cheer and shout. You know, to jump up in the air and just shout, "We've done it." You know, we've all come over. I suppose my biggest achievement outside of football and outside of other things in life was doing a try. Like I couldn't swim. I still can't swim. But I took on trying to do a try, and I did it. I did a few since.
One of the memorable rubber ducks, is it?
Oh, I was
The
part of the rubber ducks. Do you remember the rubber duckies? I think actually they're called.
Yeah.
But it was a fantastic experience with, and again, good people. People, the best people you meet in the world. The try was a couple of years ago with the motorcycle. You did the motorcycle that year too, didn't
that
you?
was in 2015.
That's right. Were you on that? You were well.
Yeah. I wasn't with you, but
we met up.
and I just went, I'm going to do that on my own because I'll meet more people doing it that way.
I will listen. You're right.
And
But we had a wee.
but I met
sort
your
of
group.
dancing and jiving and
I met your.
I can't remember where that was. It was up a big steep hill into Meath somewhere before we're about 20 miles outside of Dublin. Do you remember what big steep hill and there was a wee pub on the left hand side? There was a
Oh right, that's right.
What do you call that town we were through?
I don't know what it's called. I don't have a clue where I was.
I was lost then. And it's back roads that we never thought.
But I know the wee pub you were talking about. So.
The Cyclomanians, I think they called us. They put a name on us then too. And all that sort of stuff is all working.
It's all part of it.
All part of it. It's all people, and that's me. That suits me down to the ground. As I say, I would analyse people. I could go on a run and I'll suss somebody out that's a need, and for some reason, Robbie, those who need come to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I end up with someone that needs some sort of help. Within.
I think what you'll find maybe is.
Running.
I think what you'll find is everybody needs help.
Absolutely, and that's probably it.
Because you're open, you connect with people because you're a very giving person. And you're always caring for people, and that's what opens
But is
up.
that not what? To me, that's what life is about. It's the most loveliest thing in the world is to give, is to be nice to people. I'll give you a wee example of somebody I really met, and I don't know him since, never met him since, but it was such an experience. It was nearly half marathon, and we were coming back about George Pass. I think in and around George Pass we were, and he was struggling up the Carcabaddy Road, as they call it, and we've won Carcabaddy Road here as well, as you come across it there. But he was struggling, and I came in behind him, so he eased off, and I said, "Listen, I'll walk with you." And he was going, "Oh no, I don't want to be holding you back." Well, this is the type I am. Yeah. I'll walk, and I'll say, "Listen, no, I'm glad I'd bloody rest, you know." Yeah. And he says, "Brilliant." So we chatted and talked, and he noticed the hand, and we're talking about autism, and that helped. And I always find this, when you start speaking about what you're doing for yourself, because we're all doing it for reasons. I can guarantee you pick 10 runners out of the next run, you stop 10 runners and ask them why they're doing it. There's all different reasons behind it. But he was telling me he had a mental health problem, and he tried to commit suicide 6 times. And he opened up about it with tears. We did it together for a long time, and he said, "This has saved my life."
There's a lot of work goes on, isn't there? Like,
no one would know. That people think I'm in an office. They really do think this guy is an office. They ring me, I get emails. I get, as you see where I'm coming from, I work with a trust. I work with special needs. I adore working with special needs. With transport and a caring role within my work. So, to think this guy is sitting behind a desk and I can ring him about anything, anytime, anywhere. So there's times I'm sitting in a bus and I'm answering and I'm trying to. Yeah. You find sometimes you're counselling, but it's not the raising the funds. It's not that event on the day. There's a lot of work to it. You were down at Man v Horse. You seen the work we had to put in for Man v Horse.
It's months of work.
Oh, months.
Months,
It's
like,
really.
People don't understand when you just put a pair of runners on and you go to the race, you pay your money and you run.
Where you go.
That's it.
And
like,
especially when you're a small organisation like us, you know, these big marathons, they've teams and teams. You know, we're down to 4 or 5 people at times. You know, we have a committee. Not everyone on that committee, because they're parents of kids with autism, can give the time we really need. But I must say, as a community and as mates and as the running community,
that's it.
like if somebody's injured, you know it yourself, you've done it. Can I steer it? You know,
Yeah.
I'll not be there to run. They love our run. They come as a real difficult week. You can't, as you've seen driving up there, you can't but hit hills here, you know. But as I say, the organising of that is tough going, running into difficulties of getting numbers and getting stewards and all out there, keeping the road safe. So it's lots of people coming with different baggage to the run, and they're glad to get sharing your head. And that's what the running, I think, is more about for me anyway. Other people might have, listen, what time to do it in, is that important?
Like we talked earlier on there about, you know, about you have this connection with so many different people. There's a lot of inspirational people that you sort of draw in as well, that you know. Is there anything that really sort of stands out in your mind? There's loads of them, isn't there?
I could write a book now. I could write a book. Listen, but I'm not going to try and come up with a fairy tale story, really. Who's inspired me most to go and run is my daughter.
Brilliant.
It's Neve, simple as. Neve's in my heart and my mind the whole time when I'm running. Loads of others since, yes. Listen, Dervla is a wee dear. Anyone that I see that has done something like that, like again, that's back to Robbie. It's not what she actually did. It's where she come from to do it.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, and what her other wee struggles are, and I'm sure there's loads. I can't tell you hers. I can tell you Neve's, but I see when and I've said it many times when I've done my wee speech before each run here, I see pain in people's eyes. I see what they've come through. And I wish I didn't, because it hurts me to see that, but I see that.
So out of all the runs you've done, which do you think's your favourite run? Putting Run for Autism aside, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. Favourite run, my God. There's so many in different ways. My favourite run, yeah. I would have to probably say the Dune as well, and I think for the reason that I find it that you got time to be with people before, afterwards.
It's a great buzz about it.
It's a great buzz about it.
It's a great course as well.
Great course. As I say, loads of all runs for all different reasons. For some wee one I've done for a very special cause. I actually nearly got on the podium for a special cause a couple of years back over here in Cullyhanna. And it was only because I think it was 5 men did it and 2 girls.
And you take it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many people you take it.
Yeah, I took it. But it was for a lovely wee cause. They expected more to turn up and there wasn't. But that to me was a very special wee run, you know. So I don't like to put any of them on a pedestal, but the Dune, I find that it was one that I always loved doing because there was a lovely build up to it. You had more time with people, and as I say,
there's so many people you know there.
Yeah, and so many people I know. Newry Half was brilliant, nice too, loads of people, but I just always found the towpath quietened it for you. You know, it's lovely coming back into the city. It's a great shame that the marathon has gone.
I'd say you'll see it coming back though.
I think so. It needs to come back.
Yeah.
You know, we really need to have that in your local area. You know, it's very important. I would say Newry City Runners is looking after the half marathon this year, so I'll be doing that.
I wrote down in a post here that somebody had written on Facebook, which sort of encompasses your message, I think, and it says, "It's not about you, it's not about me, it's about the big picture." You know who wrote that?
That's me.
That was you.
I said that, yeah.
But it's a very true statement.
Yeah, and I've actually put up a song on it too in places. It's the big picture. It's always the big picture with me.
Yeah,
people that know me and know that there's a bigger picture.
I think that summarises you, Sean. You're very generous, giving, charitable sort of person.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky to be able to call you my friend.
And
It's a pleasure to announce you as the Inspirational Runner of the Week.
thank you
And
very
that's
much.
it.
Listen,
Sean, thanks very much.
It's an absolute privilege doing it, but I don't feel worthy enough, as I said to you when you mentioned to me, I don't feel worthy enough of it.
Because what is it though?
The big picture, I'm just going to go back to the big picture before we finish. I would love to take you, and I will, I'm going to do this now, and I've taken different ones, and to a project that we've done, or a project that we're in the middle of doing, because that's the big picture.
Yeah.
It's definitely not about you, and it's definitely not about me, because if you see some of the work, you know, I've often said this too at some of the functions that I've been at, I'd love to take everyone that Run for Autism to some or all, show them each and every project that we've done, and to see the wee faces.
Brilliant.
And to see how the difference it can make to their lives. So, you know, and Robbie, you're not going to get off now, because I promise you this, you're going to do one, maybe even in your area, which would be nice too, because we've done a lot of work in Kilkeel. Run for Autism Hand was helping autism in the Newry district. Well, we're way outside that. I'm taking a little bit easier this year, but there's still loads and loads of work to do, and I'll be doing it. But as I say, I'd love to take everyone and show them what their money, what they give to, because that's more important than anything. Listen, thanks.
Brilliant, Sean. Thank you very much.